Okay, this is an exclusive story that you have not heard anywhere else, but it begins the first time that Donald Trump's name ever made it into the New York Times. It was in 1973. He and his father were named in a racial discrimination lawsuit brought by the Federal Department of Justice against their real estate firm. That lawsuit by the Department of Justice claimed that the Trump management company systematically refused to rent to black people. African-American New Yorkers would apply for an advertised vacancy in a Trump building, and then they would just never hear anything back from their application, or they'd be told that the vacancy was listed in error and actually that unit wasn't really available. One crucial part of the investigation in that case was when equally qualified white New Yorkers would show up at the Trump company, and they would inquire about those same apartments. Magically, the suit alleged, the apartment would be back on the market and available for the white applicant, even though the black applicant had just been told that that apartment was gone. That DOJ lawsuit against the Trump real estate company, it was ultimately settled a couple of years later when the Trump organization signed onto a consent decree in which they promised that they would desegregate their properties, start renting to black people. Those lawsuits. Mother Jones also had another story tonight on additional discrimination lawsuits brought against the Trump organization, not in the 1970s, but in the 1980s.
We feel that we're right on that precipice. We're right on that edge of really breaking into the mainstream now. Donald Trump was elected by saying nationalist-based things.
It's going to be only America first.
He's talking about America first, jobs for the American people, shutting down the borders.
Oh, Knights Party can help you?
Thomas Robb is in charge of the Knights of the KKK amongst white Americans.
We've been saying for a long time, listen, the white people in the country as a whole would follow our ideas if we had the power and the finances and the ability to get it into their heads, to broadcast it into their hearts, if they could hear what we have to say. And Donald Trump has, in a sense, validated what we've been saying. For the most part, he's saying the very same thing we've been saying.
We will find you, we will arrest you, we will jail you, and we will deport you.
President Trump even had words of advice to law enforcement on how to handle these arrests.
Please don't be too nice. Like when you guys put somebody in the car and you...
He denies the Holocaust. He wants to create an all-white nation.
Donald J. Trump is calling for a total and complete shutdown of Muslims entering the United States.
The individuals involved in his murder took away a man with children who depended upon their daddy on a daily basis. My son is not the youngest. He is the oldest of his siblings. He is 15 years old. He had to watch this as this was put all over the outlet and everything that was possible to be shown.
Obviously, you're very emotional about this. What's going through your mind right now?
They're saying that they have compassion for every human being and everyone who's in America, and I don't see the compassion. I don't see how you can look at this amazing group of people that are behind me and say that they belong less to America than I do. Like, we all look the same, we're all humans, underneath our skin we're all the same. And I just feel like it's just another divide. It's just always a divide. It's never a unison with this party. It's always just a different group for you to throw these people in. I don't know.
Will not replace us! You 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 will not replace us!
Good morning. I'm here today to announce that the program known as DACA that was effectuated under the Obama administration is being rescinded. The DACA program was implemented in 2012 and essentially provided a legal status for recipients for a renewable 2-year term, work authorization, and other benefits, including participation in the Social Security program, to 800,000 mostly adult illegal aliens.
Democrats and activists are speaking out against Stephen Bannon, Mr. Trump's recently appointed chief strategist. Bannon led the conservative website Breitbart for almost 5 years before joining the Trump campaign as CEO. Critics claim Bannon has helped to rally fringe conservatives in the alt-right movement.
Steve Bannon generally avoids the cameras, but behind the scenes, he's one of the most powerful people in President-elect Trump's inner circle. He's also one of the most controversial.
His appointment of Stephen Bannon as chief White House strategist is proof of the ugly direction Mr. Trump intends to take this country.
In 2012, Bannon took over conservative website Breitbart after the death of founder Andrew Breitbart. Bannon boasted about turning the site into the platform for the alt-right.
Bannon has been really the leader of this splinter group of Republicans.
Joshua Green profiled Bannon for Bloomberg Businessweek.
That was the role he enjoyed, sort of poking at the establishment with a stick and being as deliberately provocative and even offensive as I think he could be.
Reportedly drawing more than 20 million viewers a month, Breitbart is known for inflammatory headlines, including one calling conservative commentator Bill Kristol a renegade Jew, and another saying that birth control makes women unattractive and crazy. Bannon's personal life has also been mired in controversy. In 1996, he was charged with misdemeanor domestic violence and battery when his now ex-wife alleged he grabbed her by the throat and arm. The case was dropped when she did not show up in court. In 2007, during divorce proceedings, she accused Bannon of blocking their children from attending a school because he didn't want the girls going to school with Jews.